Hi, it's Steph. Thanks for clicking. This is my 8th update for Throwback 30. Jessica Lee created this Pantastic Ladies collab as a way for us to all be able to do more of the Pantastic Ladies projects, at least in part because there's just too many good ideas and none of us can do all the ones that we want to. There were 30 projects from the past and present of the Pantastic Ladies group that were voted in by all the members, so that created a list of 30 projects that became the Throwback 30 projects for this particular project. At the last update, I had 14 of those projects left. I do get to roll out a couple more today, and so let me tell you about how far I've gotten in the last month. The first project I have remaining on the alphabetical list is 50 Shades of Pink. That is pink objects, and I was using this Bath & Body Works Sweet Summer Kiss Fine Fragrance Mist. My goal is to finish it. I don't think I'm going to manage that. You can see my marks on the side, and I am a little bit below my last purple mark, but I think if I tried to make another one, it would just merge with the previous one. I don't think I used this any less than I did in the month previous, so I'm not sure why there's less usage. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I kept forgetting to use it. But anyway, I'm not making a new mark this time, unfortunately, but I also don't think I'm really going to hit my goal of finishing it. I'm just going to keep using it for the rest of the project and see how far I get. Next is Child of the 80s, and that's an 80s themed prompt-based project. So the prompt that I randomly selected was yo-yos. That is something that you don't know how you feel about, and I didn't know how I felt about this Nair face cream. I've decided that I don't particularly care for it. I won't purchase it again. It does work on my lip hair pretty well, but the thing is that even though it works, that hair all starts growing back at the same time, so I think it's actually more obvious a few days after you use this than if you hadn't used it at all. So I'm not going to be repurchasing it. I did cut it open. I think I'm going to be able to get one more use out of there, so I'm not quite done with Child of the 80s. For sure, in the next update, this will be rolling out. Next is Color Pan. That's a project for panning your ColourPop products. I only have one of them. It's the ColourPop Cherish eyeshadow palette. It's a 5-pan palette. I'm sorry about the glare. I can't open this because the shade on the end here, that golden one, would fall out if I tried to open it up and tilt it, so I don't want to lose it because it's a really nice shade and I like it. But my goal is to use this palette 30 times. Every time I use this palette, it counts as a use. So whether I use one shade or all 5, it's still one use. At the last update, I had 3 of my 30 use goal, and now I have used it 2 more times in the last month. So I'm up to 5 of my 30 goal. So we'll see if I manage to finish this by the end of the project. I put more eyeshadow in this project than I kind of wish I had, but we'll see if I can get my goal on this. But I'm still using this for this project. Day of the Dead is a project based around the Day of the Dead, the holiday. And so for this, I randomized a prompt and I got purple as the first half of the dual prompt. And for that, I picked this Au Naturel Creme Shadow in the shade Bliss. It's kind of a pinky purple, but it is purple. At the last update, I had 9 uses. I've used this 7 times in the last month, so I'm now up to 16 uses. My goal is actually to finish this. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to manage that. It is getting lower up on that wall, but there's still a lot of product in here. And honestly, this isn't performing as well as it used to. It's a bit like creamier, so it creases more easily than it did once. So I may or may not have to declutter this before I finish it. We'll see. I'm going to keep using it for now though, and wish me luck trying to finish this by the end of the project. Disney Princess is a project that had the Disney princesses, and each of them had 2 colors that they were represented by. I randomized Aurora, and one of her colors is bubblegum pink. So I brought in this NCLA Beauty Sugar Sugar Lip Scrub. I don't know what flavor this is. It was on the outer packaging, and the outer packaging was long gone. I think it just smells like sugar. But my goal is to finish this. I have used it 8 times in the last month, so I now have a total of 40 uses on it. I'm wearing it down pretty evenly, so I'm not really targeting down to try to hit the bottom of the jar. But at the moment, I'm still trying to finish this. I'm not sure if I'm going to pull that off by the end of the project. I'm only using it about twice a week, and I don't need very much of it in order for it to be effective. But I have learned through using it that I actually do like sugar lip scrubs. So I actually previously didn't think they were necessary, kind of thought it was a waste of money, but I've decided I actually like this. So when I finish it, I might buy another lip scrub of some kind. Happy Hour is a project themed around adult beverages, and the prompt that I randomly got was Bouncer, and that's a product that you're giving one last chance before you give it the boot. I pulled in this Clio Tinted Tattoo Kill Brow. One end is a marker, the other end is kind of a brow gel. I don't particularly like it. I find it hard to use. I don't really like doing my brows in general. I would rather just wax them once a month and then be done with them and not think about them. But I put a 30 use goal on this. At the last update, I had 29 of those uses. I did use it the one more time, and I've decided that I am going to, in fact, give this the boot. I just don't particularly like this product, and I think it's kind of a waste of time to use whenever it is sort of more difficult to use. I see the marker is kind of large and dull, so it's not as precise as I'd like. And the same is actually true of the gel side, what's left of it. That's kind of a larger wand for your brows. So this is going to be gone. I have a goal met on happy hour. Next is panning cats and dogs, and that's themed around our pets. I got the random prompt scratching post, and that's any nail product. So I brought in this Nailtopia orange nail treatment. It's meant to make your nails stronger. It does seem to make my nails stronger, but it doesn't prevent them from flaking apart, which is unfortunate because that's what I was trying to get accomplished there. But my goal was to use it 30 times. At the last update, I had 29 uses, and I did get that last use. So this is also a rollout. I am going to keep it around even though it doesn't quite do what I hoped it would. It's not a bad product. It does perform as advertised. So I am keeping this, and I have a goal met for its panning cats and dogs. Lip service is a project for using up any type of lip product. I picked a lip gloss. It's the Acure Lip Blush in the shade Schmexy. Acure doesn't make lip products anymore, which is kind of unfortunate because I do like this formula. It's a very slippy formula, and I know a lot of people don't like those, but I do. I find them really hydrating. My goal is to use this 30 times. At the last update, I had 18 uses. I've used it twice more. I now have 20 on this, so I am working towards my goal on 30 still, and I'm going to keep using this in this project. Monochromatic Project Pan is a project that had a different color for each month. Most people just picked one of the colors, but I decided to be difficult. I'm going through all of the colors with a small usage goal each month. So for March, the color was Tan or Peach. I went with Peach, and I picked this Tarte sample blush in the shade Captivating with a goal to use it 3 times, and I have done that. So I met my goal for March for this project. For April, the color is white, so I pulled in something white. It's this Urban Decay Ultimate Ozone Lip Primer. The product itself is white, at least it looks white in the pencil. It goes on more of a clear color. I think it does help lip products last a little bit longer. It doesn't really last them through eating, but if you're not eating or drinking, they don't fade quite so much through the day. So my goal is to use this 3 times through the month of April. Paranormal Pantivity is themed around the paranormal, and I've been working on the prompt Doppelganger. That's something you have a double or backup of, and I do have another one of these Alterna Caviar Anti-Aging CC Creams. It's a hair product. It's basically a thick leave-in conditioner that's supposed to protect from UV and basically be a miracle hair product. I do like it. I'm not sure that it's really a miracle product. I tend to use this every time I do some sort of heat treatment with my hair. So whenever I curl it or straighten it, I'll put this in the night before after my shower, and then I'll do the heat treatment, whatever it is, in the morning. You can see my marks there. I'm at that gold mark now. I've apparently not been using heat on my hair quite so often, which is honestly better for it, but I'm still working on trying to finish this product through this project. We'll see if I manage to do it. I'm not particularly close right now. Same pan last year is themed around holidays, and the holiday I randomly generated is the 4th of July, and that's an indie product for Independence Day. And I picked this Vapor Multi-Stick in the shade Intrigue. My goal is to use it 30 times. This was brand new when I rolled it in. So far I've used it 10 times. So I had 5 at the last update. I've used another 5 times through the last month. There's a ton of product in here. There it is all the way rolled up. So I have plenty more in here to go. I'm going to keep working on this and hopefully get it rolled out at some point once I get my remaining 20 uses. Tiny Pans is a past pan that palette theme in which you were to pan a palette that had tiny pans. And so for that I rolled in this Coastal Scents Stylized eyeshadow sampler. It's just 2 little eyeshadows in there. That's what it looks like now. My goal is to use this 30 times. As of this update, I've used it 15 times, so I am halfway to my goal of 30, and I think I should be able to meet this goal. I have a large pan in that shimmery shade. I don't yet have pan in the matte shade, so I'm hopefully going to be able to manage that at some point because I am using both of these shades every time I use this little palette, and I'm going to keep working towards my 30 use goal. And last is Zodiac Panner. This was an eyeshadow project in which each of the zodiac signs had a color or colors associated with them, and you were to pick an eyeshadow for each of those colors. And so for this, I just picked my own zodiac sign, which is Pisces, and that's represented by a soft sea green. So I'm in my Lilo & Stitch Ohana palette. This is a very old palette that was gifted from a friend, but I do like this color story. And so that's what it looks like. I pulled in the shade over here called Kawaii, which is a soft sea green with a goal to use it 15 times. At the last update, I had 8 uses. I've used it twice more. I have now used it 10 times. So 5 more uses to hit my goal of 15. So I have met my goal on 2 of the prompts, so I'm bringing my total number of projects within Throwback 30 from 14 down to 12. I met my goal for Happy Hour as well as its panning cats and dogs, so those are out now. I absolutely should have Child of the 80s rolling out next time. I'm not sure if I'm going to meet any other goals by the next update or not. I do have two products that I didn't use in the last month that are in this project, so I'm going to try to use those two in the next month so I can at least get some usage on it. And so we'll keep working and we'll see how well this goes by the end date in July. So I hope you guys are all doing well. Good luck with your projects, and I'll see you next month. Bye.